Hello guys, welcome to our science virtual class. Today we will continue with another cycle on Earth, the nitrogen cycle. This cycle is essential for the survival of living organisms on our planet. Most nitrogen is contained in the Earth's atmosphere, and living organisms need a way to access to that nitrogen. We will follow the cycle to understand how this happens. First of all, what is nitrogen? Nitrogen is an element very abundant in our atmosphere. It's crucial to life. Nitrogen is a chemical element with atomic number 7 and represented by the chemical symbol N. Nitrogen is found in soils and plants, in the stars, in the water we drink, and in the air we breathe. Actually, nitrogen makes up around 78% of the air you breathe. It is also essential to life. It's a key building block of DNA. It's essential for the plant's development and therefore necessary for the food we grow. Nitrogen is a colorless, odorless, and tasteless gas. The atmospheric nitrogen can be used directly by plants, so nitrogen needs to get converted to nitrogenous compounds. Then the atmospheric nitrogen will transform into ammonia and then to nitrates, which is the one used by plants. Nitrogen is good and necessary for life, but in high quantities it can be toxic and pollute the air or the water. We can also find nitrogen in a liquid state, but in low temperatures and is so cold that it burns. Nitrogen is used for the preservation of foods, is present in the light bulbs, in explosives, in electronic products, and can be used as a fertilizer. The nitrogen cycle describes how the nitrogen moves through the environment and the living things. As I said, nitrogen can be found in different forms, and that's because for nitrogen to be used by different life forms on Earth, it must change into different states. In the nitrogen cycle, we can also identify how and when the nitrogen change. So this is the nitrogen cycle, and I know that it has a lot of things, but we're going to go through each step. So first, we are going to find the nitrogen in the atmosphere, which is represented by the blue guy in the picture. This atmospheric nitrogen can't be used by plants or animals, so it needs to go through a process called nitrogen fixation, the orange one. In this process, the atmospheric nitrogen enters to the soil, and there, the bacteria in the soil or bacteria in the roots of some plants will transform the nitrogen into ammonia. Then, the ammonia will transform into nitrates by other bacteria known as nitrifying bacteria, and this process can occur also in the soil or in the roots of some plants. This step is nitrification, the red one, but also nitrification can occur when a lightning strike changes the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, and then these nitrates arrive to the soil through rain or through snow. The next step is assimilation, when the plants absorb the nitrates from the soil or from the roots to make proteins and grow, and then the animals eat the plants, so they take those proteins too into their bodies. Now the animals have inside their bodies proteins made of nitrates, and when the animals died or when plants died, the decomposers, usually fungi or bacteria, are going to break down their bodies and turn the nitrogen into ammonia. This step is called ammonification, the yellow one, and also in this step we include the process by which the nitrogen that is present in the excreta of animals change into ammonia. Then nitrification occurs again and transforms the ammonia from the animals' dead bodies to nitrates, and now we have nitrates available in the soil. The last step is the nitrification, the blue one, when the nitrates that are in the soil change into atmospheric nitrogen by the nitrifying bacteria. So now the gaseous form of nitrogen returns to the atmosphere to the same place when we start the cycle. So the nitrogen cycle is important because it maintains the constant balance of nitrogen and it moves the nitrogen through the ecosystem. However, humans also alter this cycle by adding a lot of substance in the soil that contain nitrogen, like fertilizers. Fertilizers are good, but not in a high quantity because it can harm the plants. So we need to regulate our activities and not alter these cycles. Okay guys, go back to Google Classroom and follow the instructions. Thank you.